Kerkering,
he's super talented, Anthony. He stinks right now.
Yeah, it's interesting with him because if you look at his track record, and it's not a long one, it's not a long track record. It's 2 seasons and just a handful of appearances in 23. But in his track record, he goes through these stretches where he's awful. He goes through 5, 6, 7 game stretches where he's not good, and then he figures it out again. And Rob was suggesting last night that he didn't use the word confidence, but he said that he really needs to trust his stuff. So that's the managerial way of saying that he's lacking confidence in his stuff right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's not in the zone. He's not throwing his pitches for strikes. He doesn't trust that his fastball isn't going to be hit, or that his slider is going to be a swing and miss pitch. And when he gets into those modes, and he's done it in the postseason too, maybe not as bad as he has been the last 6 games, it's not great. And so now you got to sit there and ask yourself, all right, he's got a month, and look, a month is plenty of time to get right. Plenty of time to get right for Orion Kerkering. But you do have to start asking yourself, if he doesn't get right, if this continues, do you flip him and David Robertson in the bullpen as far as responsibilities?
I think that there's today, not yet. I'm right there. I mean, Robertson comes in last night and didn't really have it the first, what do I want to talk about? Didn't have it like the first 6 pitches.
Yeah.
He got these Phillies fans out there booing the shit out of him. He's been like awesome since he's been here. And they're booing him after he gives up a base runner and falls behind 3-0. And then 30 seconds later, they're giving him a standing O, trying to get him out of the inning. I love it. Yeah, I mean, like, at least the guy has experience, and at least, and I know he's had some hiccups with the Phillies, David Robertson, but like, I think I didn't do the like high leverage baseball reference breakdown of Orion Kerkering this morning, like in prep for the show, but I know there's a criticism out there, and I have to at least say that I understand it, that like, it feels like in big moments, he wilts. And I know that goes back to 23 when he was a kid. I mean, like, green. And I understand that it's a hard spot for him to be in, coming up and pitching for basically 10 days. And then all of a sudden you're a big part of the postseason mix. But it feels to me like that he does struggle in big moments and has quite a bit. I don't know if the numbers bear that out. Maybe his numbers in high leverage situations are pretty good, and that's unfair. I don't know. So I'm admitting that.
Well, I got it for you, Bob. Since you asked, his career. This is career splits in high leverage. 236 batting average against, 675 OPS against.
Not terrible.
They are his worst numbers though.
Yeah.
OPS wise. So. Medium leverage, his OPS is against is 663. Low leverage, his OPS against is 576.
And if I were to talk for 10 seconds and let you click over specifically to 2025, would you be able to pull that up?
This year, you want to just know this year alone?
Worse this year, if I
talk for 10 seconds and I'll come up with it.
Yeah, I mean, just go back to your point about Robertson, though. I mean, look, he's certainly a veteran guy. And I think that he's been, for the most part, pretty sharp. And, some of the velocity stuff doesn't knock your socks off or anything like that. But I think you might be getting to a point where there's just a certain level of trust that he's going to be able to navigate the moment. And the problem with Kerkering is twofold. Number one, in general, he's a mess right now. And then even if he straightens it out, do you trust that in the 8th inning, in a key spot, that he's going to be able to hold it down? Because he has shown you a few times here recently that whether this is narrative driven or not, it feels as if the moment is too big for him. How did I do? Did I give you enough time?
You did good. You did good. So again, the difference between high leverage and medium leverage is not statistically significant, but there is a difference between that and low leverage. So high leverage is his worst OPS this year, 709. Medium leverage is 689. It's like I said, it's not that big of a difference.
Well, see, that's not dreadful, because you say, well, if someone has a 689 OPS, they're Nick Castellanos, right?
Right.
And you go, well, that's not so bad. But the problem is that when you're talking about being a setup guy, like you need essentially to be 1B to 1A, lights out. And like 689 is not lights out. Like you're basically an average.
That's medium. That's his medium level. His high leverage is 709.
Yeah. I mean, that's not good enough for a guy that's going to pitch as your primary option before Duran in the 8th or 7th inning, depending on the pocket of the opposing lineup.
Give me off the top of your head another setup guy in baseball that's really good, and I'll do a comparison.
I mean, I actually don't know in this moment, who I'd say like, go look at him. That's elite. That's the guy that you would want.
How about Morahone in San Diego?
Okay.
Does that you
sure.
think that's fair? I mean, he's not their closer. Usually pitches. I mean, he's left-handed, but so that's a little bit different. But he usually pitches in those high leverage spots for the Padres, right? So this year, as I scroll down to it, in high leverage situations, his OPS against is 346.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're expecting from elite level, high leverage, late game guys, like to be wipeout. And Orion Kerkering's not wipeout. Doesn't mean he stinks, but like, he's just not a guy that you put in the game and say, good night. Like that's not what he is. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, we've talked a lot about Matt Strahm this season and kind of like, hey, it doesn't look quite like last year. The numbers are pretty good. I mean, I trust Matt Strahm infinitely more right now in this moment than I do against or as opposed to Orion Kerkering. And that's independent of who he's facing left, right. I'd rather just see Strahm out there because at least with Strahm, like, yes, he makes mistakes and yes, the stuff's a little less than it was a year ago, but like, I know Strahm's out there competing his ass off. Like he has that mentality. Like he has the correct mentality. And I don't know. And I feel like it's a cheap shot. Like, I'm not saying that this guy's soft. I'm not saying that he's mentally weak, but like the results are the results. And like right now, he just isn't, whether or not he's weak or not mentally, or doesn't have it in those situations. We'll see. Time will tell. He's 24 years old, but like at some point you just got to produce in the moment. He just isn't